Okay, so this entire conversation starts with one fact. On December 12th, 2025, Disney and Marvel filed a Wolverine trademark in the US, and this trademark does cover film and television categories. Now, here's the thing. This alone does not confirm a movie. Marvel usually likes to file trademarks all the time for protection. However, this whole thing about the timing is what really does question what could be going on here, because right after the massive success of Deadpool and Wolverine, of course, things are being considered in terms of could Marvel create a Wolverine movie. Right after the filing became public to everybody, it's been stated according to multiple reports that Marvel is developing a solo Wolverine project and Hugh Jackman is going to be attached to the project. However, as of right now, and I do want to make it very clear, it's not officially confirmed by Marvel, nor Kevin Feige, and nor Disney. But the reason why people are taking this rumor so seriously is because Hugh Jackman has been having a lot of interviews recently to promote his new movie, and he has been talking about the MCU and also about Wolverine. He stated things like his MCU run doesn't feel like the end. He also stated that he'll never say never about Wolverine as well. And then he also sometimes jokes about Marvel already having enough footage to make a AI Wolverine, which basically means that he's saying that Marvel do have a lot of plans to make a Wolverine movie or to include Wolverine in multiple projects. This whole stance on how Hugh Jackman views this thing is very different to how it was right after Logan released back in 2017, when he was saying that he's firmly finished, like he's done, like he's no longer going to be coming back. But things have changed, and I think that this whole thing has shifted only because of the success of Deadpool and Wolverine that happened last summer of 2024, a project that made over $1.3 billion, and it became the highest grossing rated R movie of all time. And so when you are in the perspective of Disney and Marvel, they're going to be looking at this and saying, okay, we love money, we like to make profits. What projects give us that? And that is Deadpool and Wolverine. People want to see more of this. And let me tell you another thing. All of this is very new, like in terms of them wanting to create a Wolverine movie. I would say that this idea started to blossom over the past 2 years, because before 2023, I would say that the whole plan was for Hugh Jackman to play Wolverine for 17 years in the Fox X-Men universe. We saw the Logan movie, we saw X-Men Origins Wolverine, a lot of projects that were being made between 2001 through 2017. But that was the plan, like that was it. And it ended in a very definitive way with Logan. And I think that's the reason why Kevin Feige, Ryan Reynolds, and Sean Levy went to the direction of trying to bring quote unquote a new variant in Marvel, right? It's not the exact same one that we saw in Logan, because they want to pay respects to that specific character. They want to bring in a brand new version of Wolverine, which is what we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, because they knew deep down that maybe there could be plans for this character in the long run. And they also wanted to pay respects to the previous version of Wolverine, which died back in 2017. And they were preparing for the best case scenario, and the best case scenario is happening. So Kevin Feige sees this in a very positive manner. From a business and creative standpoint, there's only positives. Wolverine is one of Marvel's most popular characters ever. Hugh Jackman is still being viewed by the fans as the definitive version. Nobody wants a recast at all. And within the mix of all of these highs and lows that we've seen in the multiverse, the one that really did stand out was Deadpool and Wolverine, alongside with No Way Home, and you have those other projects. So a solo Wolverine movie would be a low risk, high reward type of play. So can you imagine a Wolverine movie, let's say in 2029, where it's rated R, he's wearing the mask full time? I think a lot of people are going to want to tune in. Now, how does this fit with Marvel's X-Men reboot plans? Because there are plans, and Kevin Feige has a lot of plans for the mutant saga, which will be happening after the multiverse saga. So we know that the reboot is expected around 2028, right after Avengers Secret Wars. It's going to be a reboot that will introduce mutants properly into the main MCU timeline. But here's the thing. When Kevin Feige decides to bring back the X-Men into the MCU, like our MCU X-Men, with a brand new cast, brand new characters, it's not going to be Wolverine centric like how we saw it under Fox. They're going to want to focus on characters like Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, and others. Wolverine is going to be an outlier in the mutant saga. What I believe is going to happen is Hugh's Wolverine will continue to be seen as a variant, like what we saw in Deadpool and Wolverine. He's going to be from a different universe, which means that it's going to be allowed to be told that he's separate from the MCU's X-Men. Like the MCU's X-Men never had a Wolverine, and the only way we could ever see Wolverine join the MCU X-Men is by pulling that variant from that different universe and into ours later later down the road in post Secret Wars. But I believe that intersection of bringing that variant into the MCU X-Men won't happen until like in 2031 or 2032. It's not going to happen in the first movie. In the first movie by Marvel, it's simply just going to focus on the big four or big five, which is Professor X, Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, and Gambit, and some other characters. I think they're going to end up with a great mix of veteranship and youngsters because Kevin Feige does want to cast a young X-Men team. So if we have a young X-Men team with a veteran Wolverine and a Professor X as well, you get the best of both worlds. Now, we're not going to have to wait until that Wolverine project to see Hugh Jackman wear the cowl again. We're going to be seeing him in Doomsday. We're going to be seeing him in Secret Wars as well. Yes, he is going to be working solo, maybe just only work with Deadpool, but nothing more. As of right now, we don't know if Deadpool is going to be appearing in that film, which could release in 2028 or 2029. We have no idea. However, the only thing we do know in terms of Ryan Reynolds himself is that he's developing a X-Men ensemble project as of right now. That's the only thing that he's working on. We don't even know if there's going to be a Deadpool 4 or anything of that nature. It was reported from the Hollywood Reporter that Ryan Reynolds is exploring ideas for a new Deadpool movie, but it is going to be including several X-Men characters rather than just a pure solo Deadpool film. It's not going to be including Wolverine, by the way. It's going to be including other characters like Cable, Storm, maybe Jean Grey. We'll see. But Ryan Reynolds is developing this project in a way where Deadpool is not the centerpiece. It's more about a project for the X-Men. But all in all, I think that this is the correct route. I think that many people will be pleased to hear this type of idea. I know that many are going to be questioning, well, what about Hugh Jackman himself, right? Like the fact that he's 57 years old, like don't you think that he's tired or maybe he's going to feel worn out trying to keep up with the physicality of this role? I think that he can handle like 2 or 4 more major appearances. So like I think that he'll be okay for Doomsday, Secret Wars, the Wolverine solo movie, and maybe one X-Men movie, which would probably take him until the age of 63 or 64 years old. And that's fine. Go ask Tom Cruise, for example. He knows how to play this game in the long run. But that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.